Hello everybody. So I haven't done a YouTube video in a really long time, but lately I've just felt inspired, I guess you could say. Really just inspired about all the traveling that I've done and what I've learned from it lately in the past couple of years. And I've just been writing a lot more, and I also just wanted to start vlogging a lot more. And I guess the reason why is there's been a lot of epiphanies that I've had throughout my traveling, and I wanted to reflect on them and learn a little bit more from them and really kind of solidify them in my brain, as well as develop a discussion around them, because maybe some of the experiences that I've had, you might have a different take on it, or you may have have had a similar experience but have a different perspective on it. And I think we both can grow together, or all of us can grow together by looking at these experiences in our lives and seeing how we've grown from them. You know, we're obviously all constantly evolving beings, and I think talking about these growing points and these realizations help us all grow together. You know, I have experiences that are different than yours, and I think when we discuss them and we talk about them, we both learn from each other, and our concept and view of the world is that much more expanded. So the whole point of this vlog is to give you the perspectives, the realizations that I've had, in hopes that it'll spur discussion and you can provide your perspectives and experiences that you've had, and we both can learn from each other. We all can learn from each other. So the concept of this vlog, I wanted to call it the Daily Satori. And what a Satori is in Zen Buddhism is it's a realization or an epiphany. So like I was talking about earlier, we each have our epiphanies, or each have our realizations, points in our lives where we realize something really monumental, really huge, or points in our lives where we realize that from that point forward, we were never the same person again, or our life changed and took a completely different trajectory, maybe a trajectory that we had never anticipated. So I wanted to talk about those big monumental moments and what they mean to us. I want to talk about the moments that have been really important in my life, and I would love for you to discuss really important moments in your life, or perhaps moments in your life that were similar to mine, or perhaps completely different than mine, or maybe you have a perspective that's totally different than I had on a specific occurrence or situation. And like I said, I think together we start forming a picture of what this world really is all about. So yeah, like I said, the point of this is for us to start a discussion around the subject matter, which personally I feel is very important, and that's the subject of personal growth and developing as an individual. So yeah, so that's what the Daily Satori is all about, and this is day one, and hopefully it keeps on going, and hopefully it develops into something really awesome, a really rich discussion around subjects that I feel are very important to us all. And so the subject that I wanted to discuss today is this quote that I think is really important in my life, and is also very important in the lives of friends that I've been talking about it with lately. And that quote is, "Hold the vision and trust the process." And I think I have one friend in particular who will laugh right about now, because we were discussing this quote just today. And what this quote means to me is hold the vision, meaning we each have a vision or a goal or an aspiration that we want to accomplish in our lives, or how we see ourselves developing into a much richer, much more in tuned, much more aware individual. We have this vision of ourselves, of how we're going to develop and grow. You know, maybe we're still in some sort of cocoon phase right now, but we have this vision of ourselves as the butterfly, let's say. And but life doesn't always necessarily cooperate, at least in our estimation, in accordance to this vision, or at least that's the way it appears on the outset sometimes. So that's the process. Life is the process. The universe doing its thing is the process. The vision is our dream, and the day-to-day is the process. So the whole concept is holding the vision and trusting the process. Trusting that the day-to-day occurrences, as ass backwards as they may seem, as unexpected, as crazy, as wacky, as incongruent with our vision as it may seem, I think we have to trust that process. And there's a couple of reasons I believe that. One is that there's been several occurrences in my life where the process looked completely ass backwards. It didn't look like it had anything to do with the vision that I had in mind. But in reality, all of those occurrences led up to something even way greater than I could have imagined. Basically, it was my vision, but enhanced. It was the vision that I had, but 10 times better than my puny little brain could have even anticipated. And that, to me, is freaking incredible. Because obviously the universe is intelligent, whatever. You may have different beliefs as to your view of the universe, whatever, but the reason why I say it's literally intelligent is because you and I are intelligent. We are, I guess, a particle in this entire universe. We are literally this universe, and therefore the universe is intelligent. Okay, so I'm just going to say the universe is intelligent. That's the way that I view it. I have obviously a spiritual bend on things. If you're not spiritual, you're probably not listening to this anyway. So the universe is intelligent. The collective intelligence of the universe is far greater than our single brain. Obviously, the universe was able to create all of this well before you and I even came along, had an inkling of what it was to be aware. And it did pretty damn great at it. So, I believe that the universe is conspiring in our favor because, like I said, we are a part of the universe. We are developing along with the universe. We are developing as a part of the universe, and therefore it is conspiring, I believe, in the greater good. Whatever grand vision the universe has, we don't fully know yet. I believe that we are in the process of becoming more aware of that. But I believe that our personal dreams and aspirations are a part of that awakening of this grand goal, let's say. So, let me say that again because it's also important for me to kind of fully articulate it to myself. I do believe that our visions and our dreams are a part of that grand eventual goal that the universe is developing to. So I believe that the universe is conspiring in our favor, whether it looks like it is to us or not. So that's why I say, trust the process, because it may not look like it's going in our favor, but oftentimes it really is. And in addition to that, so that's one reason why I think we should trust the process, because we don't fully know what those events are leading up to. And those events could be leading up to something way better than we had even envisioned. But secondly, the other reason why I think we should trust the process is because sometimes our vision or our dream is not really what we want after all. It turns out that our vision or our dream is really just a vehicle to achieve something else, and we don't realize that until way later. So, for instance, I used to have these really great aspirations, and I can talk about those another time. But I thought that this is what I wanted to do when I grew up, and this is my dream. I really, really want this, blah, 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 blah. But it turns out it's not really what I wanted after all. What I really wanted was recognition. What I really wanted was people to like me. What I really wanted was to be somebody. What I really wanted was to be this greater version of myself. But really, that vision that I had, that specific vehicle, was not really the dream in itself. It was just a vehicle to achieve all of those other things. And so that vehicle was really not that important after all, because for one, really all I wanted was like an ego stroking. And then at the end of the day, that's really not all that important. And I was able to find in myself a deeper source of value that had nothing to do with the ego stroking. So in the process of wanting the ego stroking and wanting that vision, I came to a even greater realization that, hey, that's not all that important. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the vision may not be the ultimate goal after all. So the dream that a person may have in their mind may not be the ultimate goal after all, and there's something even beyond that. So, but we'll all find that out. That's what I'm saying. Just hold the vision, and then eventually you may realize that's not the vision after all. That there's something else after that you're actually aspiring for, and that vision was just a vehicle that you eventually discard, or just a stepping stone to something even better, even greater. So yeah, trusting the process, trusting that there's something, a greater process going on that we may not be fully aware of just yet. But I do believe that it is eventually conspiring in our favor, and eventually things turn out a lot more awesome, because all of this, I think that we can all attest to, is us reaching a greater level of personal growth, and us reaching a greater realization of self, and us reaching a greater version of ourselves. It's just a constantly growing process. It's just like this blossoming of a cocoon into a butterfly, but it's all kind of an incremental process. So yeah, that's it. Please, if you have any thoughts on the matter, I would love to hear about it. Comment, tell me you agree, you disagree, here's a different perspective, these are my thoughts on it. I would really, really love to hear it, because as I mentioned before, what I would like to do is kind of start a discussion around this stuff so that we all come to a greater understanding of it. Okay, thank you so much, and talk soon.